I mentioned I could do equal, and then Colleen mentioned you said you might.
The
only way to get out of it
is to soft run. It turned green, so I
All right.
wrote that one.
Make sure everything works. Should have the Oculus set up.
I can do equal unless you want to do equal. I don't.
Drifting. It's there. All right.
You just use like 3 relative words that don't make any sense put together.
It's what he does. It's what he does. All right. SteamVR's up. Yo.
Can Hammer do transparency?
It's supposed to. I haven't yet. The transparency I've got around my. I'll bring in something with transparency in a minute, and we'll see. So far, my candle flame did not work out.
Yeah.
So.
What about like glass? That type of change.
So when I tried to use a glass material from Blender, that's may or may not be part of the problem. That's the model that gave me a half frame per second at best.
Right.
So that's the model that broke the multiverse, huh? Yeah, the goblet and the pitcher and add all the stuff in. So, all right, from Steam, I'm going to workshop, create, modify. There's my Wizard's Tower, launch tools. Nice. All right. I'm going to run this and show what we've got, and then I'll walk through importing a new model, and then we'll do a model with transparency and see how far we get with that. So here's Hammer. I'm going to open my recent file. There it be. Here's a good hint. Once you're in Hammer, if you can right-click and do this, you're probably all right. When I couldn't even do this in the editor, that was the build, that was the map that gave me a half frame per second. Like it knows something's wrong before you even run it. So this gives me confidence. This is going to work out. So I'm just going to go ahead and build this really quick. F9, build, just to make sure things work. I don't even think I have physics props in yet, but it should be working. Right, yeah, so if you took the class, you should recognize some things. I don't know why the controllers don't show. But I've got the treasure chest scaled down to a decent size because it was massive before.
How big was it?
You could have used it as a coffin. It was pretty bad. I would like for this to be something I could just grab and throw across the room. I've got the windows worked out once I made them not be transparent glass from Blender. And we just back over this way. There's my awful candle textures. So those have transparency and self-illumination on, but I probably just don't have the settings right. So that sucks.
Yeah, that's what happened with our
I've got a whole banner I'm going to bring in, and we'll see if that works. And then the rest of this is just junk I had in the room already.
What do you have set for faces? Do you have everything facing inwards?
Oh, so each wall is a full cube. Let me just stick my head in one.
Each wall is a full cube.
Right, like you can see. So I've got 4 meter wide blocks as the walls. Huh? Yeah, it's odd. I'm just gonna swing my arm out and show you something. And all right, so this works, and it doesn't make us sick because of the frame rate. So that's good. I've just got one Omni up at the ceiling right now. Lights are going to be hugely important later. All right, so let's walk through. I've got a table all ready to go that I haven't tested yet, which is maybe the best way to test. And then we'll try the banner with the transparency. Biscuit.
Can I drive?
Yeah, sure. Check it out.
Do you think this is wide enough compared to this chair?
What?
When I do mine, there are some faces that are facing inwards and some facing outwards.
Yeah. For now, again, I'm gonna try to bring in a banner after this table, and we'll see how that works. All right.
How's this?
Okay.
Yeah, it's because it's a plane and not because it's because it's a plane and not a cube. That's why it's not working.
So for lighting, we can do it directionally. That's what Chase was talking about. Like,
Okay.
Because the lighting is outside.
Yeah. So you want directional lighting?
Okay. I'm gonna minimize hammer
So
so that there may be a way for this to work. So here's what I did with my candle flames, which again they're not perfect because of all that, but so here in the browser, that's probably under chandelier. So this candle flame, B matte. Okay, so that's our valve material. You can scroll down here in the material editor and say render back faces. So whatever material you've got on that roof, you can have that render two-sided, and that might take care of any issues you've got of it just being fine.
Does it make that already?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a material for every object with a material / texture on it. So find that object's name. There'll be a material for it, but yeah, you can go render back faces. And I tried the self-illumination here and some other stuff to absolutely no avail. But I think it's just the flame is my texture's garbage. Yeah, so yeah, render back face will force two-sided and it'll be in good shape. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, as you import, so if I had this thing called room in my scene, and then I re-export it from Blender and re-import it through the asset browser, if the name stays the same, it'll just update. It doesn't like add a 01 on the end or any nonsense. It just says, hey, here's the new thing. All right. So asset browser, I've already got some stuff I pulled in. Don't get rid of that. This thing that looks like a little, I don't know, play school character. It's my model editor. I'm going to browse, new V model from a mesh. So then I'm going to go to where my mesh is at. It's in Blender. It's deep in here, exports. I should have a small table. All right, so I've got a small table mesh here. It's my FBX. And looking at the list, it'll take DMX, whatever that is, SMD, again, whatever that is, and then FBX and OBJ I'm familiar with. So those are the four that the asset browser is like, I can eat that.
And TMX and SMD was what I was trying to put in some of the videos, and like that, there was a source plugin for Blender in order to link them into the DMXs and SMDs. Weird stuff, like that's what I had to get crowbar and all this stuff.
When we could just use FBX or OBJ. So yeah, anyway, so I've got this as an FBX and everything's fine. It's going to say, hey, this isn't inside the folder with our other stuff. You want to make a copy of it? Yeah, we do. This might be what causes weird random things. It might just be that copying it over sometimes doesn't work well. And that might be what Ben and I both experienced with our half frame per second nightmares. I don't know. But I say, yes, copy it into that folder. I need to retell it what folder we're in. So I've got a models, it's wanted a new folder. So I've got my models inside of models inside the name of my project. So whatever, we ran with it. For this, I'm going to do exact geometry. Didn't seem to be a problem. Worked fine. I haven't played with the shaders. VR standard seems to work. Here's where we might have issues. You need to make sure all your names are unique.
Okay.
So it's going to make material that starts with the name of your model that you're importing and then whatever else is on the end of it. somehow this candlestick normal didn't have a name for the material. It lost it somehow, or I didn't have it in Blender, or it just lost in the FBX. So if I just import this as small table, if I had anything else that was blank, then one would override the other. So just make sure you've got unique names on everything. I'm just going to call this small table candlestick because I'm reusing my wrapped candlestick texture around the base of this small table because it was in the concept art. So now normal map, candlestick normal. I'm going to say you're a normal map, and then color stay as color. That's all good. I don't know why. I don't know what the differences are, but it wants to say everything's a color, and so I've just been going in and saying nope, just kidding, you're a normal. So I've got 3 different materials on this. I've got the wood planks, the metal, and the candlestick. So those should all import now. So we can say OK. And again, if you can right click and do this, it's probably fine. When I couldn't even pan around it inside the asset browser or in the map, then we have problems. So that came through, should be fine. Don't need to make any changes that I can see, but now's a good opportunity. So as soon as you import it, you've got access to everything. Here's my materials, right? I can make my candlestick bump more or whatever, do different things. There's a glossiness.
How do you, I forget what it's called.
Yo.
Something to do with transparency. It's like you have a white background with a black texture, and it's supposed to
Like a cutout?
Alpha?
Yeah, the alphas.
Yeah.
Is there
I'm gonna the next model I'm pulling in, we're gonna test that on.
We have one.
I think this is fine. I'm just gonna leave this as is. And I'm just gonna find it here in my asset browser. No, that's not a bad table. I may use that one too. And then pull that into Hammer. So I don't know why, like everything just stacks. These are all different things, but they all stack under that. So here's Hammer, full screen, we can pull my asset browser back over the top of it. And I just want to pull the table in, if I can find it again. And it came in sideways for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a support every single one.
When I drag it in, it's on the side of the building. Awesome. Why not?
It's a shield now.
Yeah. It's multi-purpose. Okay, so with the thing selected, and if your thing scales right, mine works sometimes and sometimes doesn't. You can pop open the transform thing under your properties here and start typing stuff in, which is nice. So I'm going to go 0. So we put this guy at 0 for now on all the rotations. Shortcut, Control-Shift-E to zoom in on it, and it's inside my player, which could cause physical issues later to the player.
Oh. If we did put something inside the player, would it just like shoot out?
No.
Oh.
No, the player object itself, like it doesn't care where your legs are at. The only thing that is even tracked is the headset and the controllers.
Oh.
Yeah. So if it was intersecting directly with the player's head, maybe, but I doubt it. I don't think there's actual like physics collision boxes around the player by default. I mean, you saw me just stick my head through the wall to prove that it was a block, so it's all good. All right, so that's in. It came through. I didn't do anything to it, so it should just be a static prop. I'm gonna go ahead and build it just to make sure it looks right. And then we'll try the banner that I've got with alphas all over it, which should cause lots of nightmares. I mean, depending on how we import it. There's only a billion settings there. Excuse the one. Yep, that's a table. Sure enough. It's a small table. I was picturing it bigger. Okay, I did not make that a prop yet, so it's not something I can reach out and throw across the room, but I should. I absolutely should. Throwing stuff across the room is the only reason we're here. No. All right, let's try this. So here I go again with the model editor, import model from Mesh. Be super nice if it kept track of like where I was, but no, I got to drill down every time. And wall banner is apparently what I called it. Open that up. Yes, I want to copy it. Yes, I want it to be in my models folder. That's just what I named it. Be whatever you want. So far, convert units to inches per meter works. For this, I don't need a collision. It's just going to be on the wall. So that's fine. I've apparently got normal maps on this. So let's go ahead and make sure that that works. Normal. And so, and I can show you what these textures look like in Photoshop or somewhere else later, but let's see. Just see if it works. This isn't specifying any alphas in it yet, right? It's just saying here's the maps. So that probably needs to be set up in the material editor. Yeah, so here we go. Hello. It's there.
It's just stuck in the floor.
It's stuck in the floor. And so I've got alpha around, so this is where it's shining blue. I don't know why it's doing that, but that should be cut out. So I've got 3 planes, one for each of these floors, and then one for the banner itself, and they're all attached to a cylinder for the pole. So let's look at the banner. The wall banner is the name of the material. Thanks, Hammer. And we'll see what we can do. So far that's what that looks like by default. So sometimes we can use the actual images in alpha, and sometimes we need that black and white mask. So let me see alpha test, and let me just see if I can give it its actual file, but it's looking for a specific type. So it's alpha, but it took everything that was blue. See if we can use the slider instead. That just fade the whole thing out. Yep. So if you want something that's only halfway there, that's a way to do it. What's this guy do? Change to texture. No, thank you. Oh, that. All right. So luckily they had us make that in Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and open Photoshop, find that file. It should have, from that particular assignment way back when, it should have already had us create an alpha, but it's going to want that black and white thing. So let's go. That's not it. We're about to find out. So we have to export this a couple of times.
Yeah, so just switch to black.
So it's the black that gets cut out. So the alpha they had me create earlier is not what I actually need. It need to be black and white is what stays. Yeah? Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's make a new, didn't intend this to be a Photoshop tutorial, but here we go. I don't want that shadow nonsense. Get it out of here. There we go. Yeah.
I've been focusing the last 2 days on the same exact lock script. That makes you file.
It's terrible. Yeah? Well, I did not save this in a good way at all. We've got these nasty shadows on it that I can't seem to deselect.
Alright, so there's another. It's different.
It's a little better. I'm just going to take it. Huh? Yo.
Is it possible to have a door where you have to physically turn the handle, like grab it and turn it, and you can open and control your door stop?
That might be that dynamic one that I haven't tried yet.
Okay, because there was I read the documentation. There was an introduction on how you can have a door open with a lever, and you would like physically like move the lever and interact with it. Which was like a trigger. That's not what I really want to do, but it's more like the flashlight. I don't know how to do it. We're doing it.
That's my goal. That's what I want you to end up doing. But
Which that's what I want to do,
yeah.
but I don't know how to do it.
All right. This has got nasty shadow on it, but just to test the black versus white theory, I'm gonna go ahead and export this PNG.
Yeah. Do you guys have a
Wall banner. Banner. Shoot.
I can change that.
I'll put it on the desktop for now because I don't know where that path is at.
I refuse. There's only one good picture.
I did not say anything about
And
it.
it does not show very much.
I never said
Hello.
just curious. I'll take everything.
Huh.
Make the room.
Getting a basic shape, you should start out with just maybe like 30 vertices. Maybe if you
That's how it goes sometimes.
I want that.
Is it tasty spaghetti?
It is tasty stuff.
That's good. I ate gray spaghetti once.
Gray?
Yeah.
What?
Don't like that.
Race?
What? I'm glad you
Describes me that experience.
Do you have a
Let's try this.
Yes, I have like the baby is in the plan,
Cool. I was wondering if you wanted to go a little bit.
Well, let me import some here.
The alphabet?
Yeah, I'm on the wrong thing for one.
Oh, yeah. You have to enable it in the translution.
Yeah. That is a thing we could do.
How's your face?
That would be.
Is this the translucent?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay.
just tripping a little bit. No big deal.
He would be fine with you. Aren't you TA?
That's for the fun.
Look at the basket.
So I'm going to move that into this directory.
I'm proud of myself. That's
No,
the
we're
best.
doing the arcade.
I have
This
no
is
idea
just
how to
a-
do
Dang.
it. It's hilarious. I took games like this, but
I don't know.
I don't know if you're
Maybe it's, yeah, I think you get
Yeah.
it seems cool.
Back to don't remember.
It's frustrating when you think you're
There we go. Awesome.
Yes.
I need this to go
I'm just
up
making your
slightly,
game.
but
I'm also
I
making
don't
black.
understand.
It's great.
If I
We're
screw
just
it,
making your game.
right,
Like this is just for the VR part.
Hey, it worked. Okay.
What
So I
I
have to
normally
paste
do is
it
I
into
just
the
make
folder and then find it.
or I can
And now if I save this material,
What I've been doing for a lot of that is I've just.
whoa,
been making
cancel. I don't want to close that. I just want to save this.
I might end up
That's what I've done. I literally
You
just,
go
that is like
away,
literally
you
the
go
last thing I did.
away.
I do.
Don't need that.
You
Here we
made this
go.
all
Back
for
here.
the project. It's great. I'm glad. You make a great cut. We gotta play this.
And I close the entire asset browser.
Funny story, I actually came over to ask you about that. You turned around very suddenly like it surprised you.
Yeah, my brain was. That's when my brain started processing things. So
Sorry.
you're good.
I'm actually coming over to ask how I should break this, like, cube.
I'm going to force the asset browser to open again by importing new model.
Actually, maybe I can just use the land. It's an easy.
You said you wanted to break it down.
Kind of. Like, I want to break the floor part in half, with not the floor part, the seat part, because because in the reference, it looks like two planks.
Here it's just rings.
It is two planks. I'm figuring out how to get one plank. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I get it out.
He said, see, I'm tough.
Got it.
I will. I'm sorry. Revisit making
I don't know why double cut this. The sides to the blade.
I did. That's right.
Which is like that.
Oh, so this is my rug, like Almeida, that I think will look much better once it has an actual fuzzy texture to it.
Wow, we use Stan Photoshop. Okay, well done. Yeah, we can use that for sure. Designers value. Honestly, we probably have to.
Something like that.
Almeida, that's my, the only problem is I just.
Just open it again, please.
1440 by 2048, which is strange.
I lost the asset browser and then I couldn't. Oh, it's fantastic.
I made it 1440 by 2048.
I don't know why, but once you build it and you close that build menu, it closes everything.
It closes everything, but now it won't let me reopen it because it says it's already open. But it's not.
Oh, you can do it again.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it happens sometimes, and then I do it again the second time. It opens up.
Of course, my mouse is different. Yours is diagonal.
No,
There you go.
like
This
the.
is-
I don't know. Probably.
Everyone, I do have much higher sensitivity than everyone else. I
And
know.
it's probably all these little intricate bugs in the software that keep them from making any game with a 3 on the end of it.
It also doesn't help that every single.
If I tried to call this Wizard Tower 3, it would probably crash the entire thing and corrupt it.
As long as it's one or two.
Yeah, as long as there's only 1 or 2, you should be alright. All right, so I got my asset browser back. I should be able to find a banner here. Yes, that did import.
No. We told you multiple times.
But my material didn't save. No, it did. Every time. Then why does it look like crud there?
It's in the, oh,
I mean,
that's,
Not that your headspace is little.
I can try, I'm gonna just make material, but you might as well give it to me so I can test it out.
Okay, I do need to remap that. So here we go.
I would only speak the truth.
Save. I'm not even gonna close anything. I was leaving the material editor open. That's open.
Why is this not showing?
Model editor. Okay, asset browser, hammer it. Let's go.
Never mind. It's 8 by 5.
Have you
In
tried not
theory.
making it freeze?
yes, but I'm connect, yeah, I disconnected it, it's not.
Okay, it's in.
Well, that's annoying.
Why it wanted to reset its rotation to 90, I don't know. But here we go.
It'd be better if we were the third one, right?
Absolutely.
Goes to max.
Not every.
Because right now, you can kind of teleport on top of the TV.
Unless you wanna pick up the block.
That looks funky.
Which, I allowed it, but like, you shouldn't be able to do that. It's, that's a problem for another day.
Looks good so far.
The problem is, I don't want like random people complaining about this as possible. It's a recreation of a scene. If there's anything that like a video shows of the animation, and someone like finds that something's not right in the scene, they're probably gonna scream at me.
They wouldn't dare.
Oh yeah. But I want to make it as close as possible.
I know, but if they wanted it themselves, they should have made it themselves.
That is true.
I mean,
So I'm just gonna how a college student made it for free.
the alpha with the shadow on it is adding some weird stuff here. Alpha with the shadow.
What did you say? Did you finally say it?
No. The shadowed alpha is got some artifacts on it, but the cutout worked. So it's there.
That was close. I thought I had him in gaming.
You did send me a good thing. That was
The alpha with the shadow.
Huh?
The alpha with the shadow.
I was trying to get a good alpha of this, and the problem was this.
Oh, okay.
So I just need to cut that better in Photoshop. I didn't want to take time. I just wanted to see if it worked.
Right.
So I'll fix that later. But if you've got this,
Yeah,
it'll
the
cut
general-
out what's black. It'll leave what's white. This is what I need for my candle to not be a big orange cube. I need the same thing. I just need an alpha. So
So yes.
that all worked. This is all recorded. And guys, since I opened Hammer, this is all YouTube live streaming. So I'll send you the link to everything we did. You can hear Jet and all of his comments. And all. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, does that mean that I can go back and clip the part where you?
I didn't say
Are
anything.
you swearing?
I didn't swear.
It sounds like this.
Let me hit this thing and see if I can make that table or the
I
chest
wouldn't be surprised if
a prop.
Yeah.
It would be the reason.
I know.
What, you gonna cry?
No.
Please cry. It would make my day.
That will also now be in the recording.
That's fine with me.
It's fine with me. I still said my word.
Okay, so this is all, I think, what we're used to if we remember anything from Unity, right? So a physics prop becomes a dynamic object. So the lighting is not baked on it. By default, all the static stuff gets baked. Lighting looks pretty. So the lighting is not going to be as good. Lighting is simpler than for static props, but they still cast dynamic shadows and receive some bounced ambient lighting. So I think all I need to do, fingers crossed, is change its type to prop destination physics. Is that true? Is that your experience, Benji?
To do what?
Benji man?
To do what? Have a throwable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I just grab this guy right here.
Yeah, it also has to have collisions.
It has to have collision?
Well, because the water, the pump.
When I imported it, I gave it collision.
Okay, so
You need to add collision here.
I think it should work.
Yeah, as long as it has a collision mesh.
So use physics, and then I just need to change this prop static to prop.
Hey, look, I'm trying to do the prop.
This is one of the objects that you don't.
Prop physics override, prop physics, prop
You want destination physics.
prop destination
The
tools.
physics
There we go.
override, because like there's a little blurb, like I don't know,
Yeah.
and stuff. Like that can be made to pick up. The other one can work better with the dynamic props for like hinge stuff.
Okay, so I'm just gonna change. I've got a toilet in the scene that I didn't, it was valves. So I changed that to a regular prop physics, and it disappears every time I run it.
Oh.
So prop destination physics, I've got on the table and on the chest.
This should be able to.
What the heck, while we're here, I'll put it on the door, see what happens. Save it and launch it. Whoop, there's an actual table where the table's supposed to be. It's amazing.
Wow,
Yeah, so realistic. I don't think it relaunched. Details, man, details. Yeah, click build. Good idea.
How about you? No. Go outside. No. No.
And we're back. Okay, here we go.
So like, I have all of these.
Yeah.
That's what I needed in my life.
You should probably not bet on that.
Uh-oh.
Do I need to select the top page?
Okay. So here's where I've got an issue, and I think it's because this table. So,
It's all framey.
yeah. As soon as I started to pick, so I said use exact geometry on this table, and there's a lot of faces on this bad boy. I can barely lift it. It's so heavy. It's in slow-mo. If I walk away from it, I might be fine. Yeah, but trying to pick that up when I had the exact physics on it, or exact collision, it was a problem. I don't know who I'm reaching for here. There we go. This, not as many faces, so using exact collision was okay. So be careful. If you have a frame rate issue, when you go to pick something up, then you need to change its collision type.
That is fine.
Cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to have, because I've got this wall behind it, I think I'm going to put a steam panel behind this door, just as kind of like a hidden thing. So it'll be a steam panel we don't use much, but it'll be there. If someone grabs the door and chucks it, they'll find something. Absolutely. Yeah, do that. Like stick stuff on the other side of your walls, because people are going to do this.
Someone just sticks their head out the window and it's just a text.
Oh, did I say force two-sided on this?
Probably.
Yep, I did not. So if I get far enough in, it just vanishes. I can't see the back of this banner. I'll fix it. Cool. All right, stuff works. We have things that are throwable. We've imported stuff. I will work on animated things over the weekend, and if they are worth our time, then we will look at that on Tuesday after we do the presentations.
Tuesday.
You know what? I'm gonna, while we're here, let me just see what I can fix. I want that guy
And your guy.
kind of
in my asset browser. Let me see. Open this guy up.
I'm always here 23 rows.
I'm just floating.
So I want this one to render back faces. So we'll save that material.
I'm the left arm of the forbidden one.
And can I fix?
That's neat. Have you tried not being
Wait.
Can I fix my table here?
Where am I? I got it.
Grab the dictionary.
Yeah, Jet.
What are we on?
Something
Turn around because we're off. We're facing opposite directions right now in real life, right?
Yeah.
So the hand.
Just quickly looking through here, I don't see a way to change the collision, but if I don't change any names, that should be fine.
There you go.
Oh,
That's a small table candlestick. Okay, that's what I need to remember.
So it's actually.
I'm going to re-import that table, use the same name, but change the collision type.
this.
Oh,
I probably just need this.
It's gone.
I would be honest.
And that's most of it done, but I'm trying to figure out if they're like another piece of wood there.
No, that's actually just
can't find
the bag.
Oh.
There is no.
This is so dumb.
These come out.
So I'm re-importing the exact same table, putting it in the exact same spot, giving it all the exact same names,
It's a good bench.
It isn't. Thank you.
and it should just overwrite,
It is a very good
but I want convex hull instead of exact geometry, because there was too many faces on that dude.
Get on.
Wait, imported FBX into substance paint.
Just do it.
Oh, thanks.
Don't be a wuss about it.
Yeah, no, forget about that part.
Yeah, nerd.
Can you help me test something, Carl?
We need to see if you can join.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I was able to invite you.
Declare.
Okay, and this should update.
You just all over there.
We got to be honest. We saw that coming. We knew that was going to be a thing. All right. Find the controller. Yo. Yep. That's all I had to do. Change the collision type. Because there's too many faces on those stupid legs. Cool. Oh, that's the other thing on the chest. Here we go. Yep. There we go. Yeah. So, because people are dumb like me, and they're going to want to do things like this. And so if you just force two-sided, then at least it still looks like a banner. It doesn't just vanish when we go behind it. Attention to detail. Yeah. So I'm going to bring the bearskin rug in a minute. Same flat thing. What up?
So, say I give up trying to build models and I just find an existing model of the entire level. Can I use that?
I don't know. Can you? Whose is it?
It's somebody on Sketchfab.
And you can download it?
It's
And they're not asking for money?
I'm not asking for money yet.
Sketchfab will be like, yeah, there's like we got copyrights, or you can totally use this if you give me $20, or buy them a pizza, whatever. Let me turn off the live stream before we have this discussion. No,
Just pirate things. It's fine.
if you can use it, Steam doesn't care. I mean, you see everything from Mario to Doctor Who to Star Wars to Star Trek. Everything's on there. So it's not like Disney or Paramount are coming down on these people. It's who owns the model. Don't steal from a 3D artist. But if they're going to give it to you for freezies, have fun.
If it's for freezies, I'm just gonna make this, put it on Steam at the end of the class, and then I'll take it down because
No, you know what? Whoever made the model maybe doesn't have the experience to do this. You say, hey, look, message him. I took your model. It's now a VR thing. You want to check it out? You can add it to your portfolio. Like, you maybe have done them a favor. Who knows?
Literally paying them.
Maybe at that point they sue you.
Thriving.
But
At that point,
at that point you take it down. Yeah.
shit.
There you go. All right.
Oh, shift
Shift
is.
is.
Importing
I'm sorry.
with alpha,
I do it by muscle.
Make sure you're in object mode.
Flex the one that does
Prop,
it, right?
destination, physics.
Show up.
We're all good.
Do you accept the invite?
We'll look at more cool stuff on Tuesday.
There you go. So